The anti-Trump protests have exploded. Donald Trump cannot stop them no matter what he does. We have been seeing the biggest coordinated anti-Trump mobilization since Donald Trump returned to office. The scope of these protests is massive. It's widespread. They are diverse. We've seen over 300 protests in 44 states plus Washington, D.C. Why are people furious? Yes, Donald Trump's authoritarianism. Yes, Texas's attempt to redistrict and gerrymander overtly to avoid potentially losing control of the House of Representatives in November of 2026. We have seen large marches in big cities and in small towns. And one of the biggest flashpoints in this entire thing is Texas at this point in time. In Austin, more than 5,000 showed up at the Capitol to fight the Trump takeover. And of course, they're upset about the authoritarianism, but we have a lot of great people in Texas. Remember, Texas is, what were the 2020 or 2024 Texas presidential results? Even though Texas is, of course, a red state, Kamala Harris still got 43% of the vote and nearly 5 million votes in the state of Texas. There are a lot of Democrats, leftists, and blue voters in the state of Texas, and they see this attempt to overtly gerrymander their congressional maps in order to generate more Republican seats, and they don't like it. So Texas, one major flashpoint here. Washington, D.C., another major flashpoint. Free D.C. has been a sort of slogan or motto, and we've seen Free D.C. march from DuPont Circle down to the White House. Trump federalized local police. He deployed the National Guard. They're pushing out homeless people. Guardsmen from Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania were brought in. And despite this military presence, protests grew louder and louder and louder. Now, I want to say one other thing about protests. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, had a massive turnout last week when he announced at a press conference, if Texas is going to gerrymander, we're going to gerrymander, and we're going to generate more Democratic seats, something I support completely. I support ending all gerrymandering, but I also support not unilaterally disarming. And that's what Gavin Newsom is doing. ICE agents were sent to Gavin Newsom's press conference. The implication is the sort of people that would support this effort of gerrymandering in California are more likely to be undocumented immigrants. So send ICE there to pick them up. And of course, it's completely idiotic. Number one, undocumented immigrants can't vote. So why would they be at an event? I guess they could go to show support, but why would they be at an event that's primarily about a referendum in November? It just makes no sense. But why on earth, if you know you were undocumented, would you show up at a massive event filled with cameras? It doesn't make sense. So these are all intimidatory tactics. But so far, the protesters are saying, we're going to show up anyway. Now, why can't Trump stop it? Well, he wants to stop it. Even the National Guard deployments have failed to deter the crowds. And what's happening right now is a circle or a cycle where the more that the Trump administration and federal law enforcement attempt to crack down on protesters who are legally saying we're going to use our voices to be heard, the more they try to crack down, the more it is inspiring people to get out there and protest. And so Trump's entire law and order farce, which is really all it is, it's being flipped. And the more Trump tries to say, stop them from protesting, the more that they protest. And that makes Trump look weaker. And it makes him look desperate. And it makes him look like he can't control what's going on, which he can't do. So I am hugely invigorated by the grassroots energy that is exploding in ways that Trump can't contain. The louder Trump tries to crush dissent, the more people seem to be showing up and saying, we're not going to be staying home. And one of the greatest nightmares for an authoritarian is a resistance that grows when you push back. Authoritarians expect and they want that when people start protesting, you go, we're going to send National Guard and levy some threats and everybody will go home. People aren't doing that. And authoritarians hate it because they want to be the ultimate powers. So good for everyone that's been protesting. On today's full audio podcast, which I hope you're subscribed to on Spotify and on Apple Music, we're going to have more, also on the bonus show, about the resistance techniques that are not only working, but they're really triggering Donald Trump.